I want to talk about plan Bs when it comes to your business. And I don't mean that you should have a plan B when you fail. That's not at all what I mean. Most business people, coaches, influencers will all tell you, or even life coaches, will tell you to go all in on one thing. And that's 100% true. Don't diversify yourself, spread yourself thin, and try to do so many things when you're first starting out, because you're going to become quickly overwhelmed and you won't see the results that you need to out of any of those one things. However, that being said, you do need a plan B when it comes to the processes and procedures and the way things flow or cash flow into your business. And what I mean by that is, if you have a way that you do certain functions of your business and you don't have a backup plan for it, especially when it's a vital function of your business, that is a massive problem. I'll give you an example of somebody I'm working with, a client, in which they have a system that they use to run most of their business. This system that they use to run most of their business has a tool where their payment system and invoicing system is all integrated into one. Well, the problem with that is there seemed to be an issue with the email function of that system, not allowing emailed invoices, email payment reminders, any of that sort of thing. This became a problem because any of the reoccurring revenue that this person had, where they were consistently receiving money or payments from specific people for goods and services, as well as any of their new completions for goods and services that they now needed to bill clients for, they are not able to bill the clients for. And when they reached out to the software developers or the engineers at the company, the tech company that they use for the software in their business, they basically said, hey, we're aware of the problem, we're working on it, but we don't have a timeline or an ETA, right? So now this person is stuck not collecting money or cash flow or anything in their business until that's solved, or they now have to implement a new system for a plan B. Another personal example of this, some of you may know I have a couple of books out there. These books are pretty much on every source you can think of. So Amazon, Barnes and Noble, any of your library sources like Hoopla, and there's a whole host of other publishing and book platforms. So the other day I had a situation where Amazon deactivated my account. They had an assumption about something, about a duplicate account, and that's against their terms of service. So they deactivated that account. I had to reach out to them and say, hey, look, here's a situation. There is no duplicate account. There was this situation. It was resolved. You guys were actually contacted to resolve the issue. There is no duplicate account. And luckily, they were able to reinstate it within a few hours of reaching out, but there's no phone service. You have to do it all through email, that sort of thing. So if I had put all the eggs in that basket, right, if my books were solely published on Amazon, and that was my sole source of getting my books out to reach people, that would be a huge problem, as you can tell, because, well, what do I do now, right? And for most people, they probably don't know this, but when you self-publish books, you don't necessarily have a published copy. The publishing is due through whatever software, whatever program you're using, or publishing entities such as Amazon, for example. So luckily, I do have other sources I've published through, so I had that available to me. However, if I didn't, I wouldn't even have a published copy, and I would be basically starting completely over with just the manuscript. These are a couple examples of why you need plan Bs, right? So with payment processing, with that sort of thing, take the time to figure out plan Bs, even if it's not the most technologically advanced, it doesn't integrate with all your systems properly, but at least you can function, collect payment, drive revenue into your business if something happens. The book situation, right? Why publish in one place? You can publish all over, get it out to as many sources as possible, put it in as many faces as possible or in front of as many people as possible. And then if something happens to one of those sources, you still have backups, right? So these are some great examples in your business of how you need to have plan Bs. And if you don't already have these to your regular processes and procedures, I suggest that you take the time to sit down and develop those plan Bs for your vital functions of your business. So if anything happens, you aren't out of business waiting on somebody else, waiting on a third party to fix whatever the problem is, just so you can get back up and running and function as a business again.